Hello trainers and welcome to Unite Rewind, where I recap the most recent action in Pokemon Unite EU Esports. Last week saw UFC back with its Day 7 action and the league is starting to take shape. La weekly dominant team Goodnight Gaming made their debut in the UFC last week, giving us a statement exhibition match. LFPU continues raging on, with BH3 Esports, Ultimate and Le Begonu still remaining undefeated so far. Unity Clash announced its well-renowned Unity European Cup, and we got to see some incredible games. So a lot to go through this week, let's get stuck in. Monday in the UFC brings us No Follow taking on MTZ Esports and Guerrilla Tactics taking on first place Los Duros. Some fresh players transfers in UFC means No Follow and Guerrilla Tactics are sporting some new rosters, and Monday's sets are a best of 3 due to the time changes. No Follow come into this set being the only team with a 100% win rate in the UFC after adding Bruv to their ranks as well. MTZ Esports come out in Game 1 with a confident T-Tar comp versus No Follow's strong early game. Pretty even game between both teams for the early steps, and we hit the mid game with both teams having an even level balance and score, but this just benefits MTZ as Tyranitar is tied for the highest level in the lobby. Tyranitar late game proves to be too much for No Follow in this one, as Haru sets up a huge Ice Fang with Mamo for MTZ to wipe out the chance from No Follow. MTZ take game 1. Completely different game in game 2 here. No Follow are dominant and prevent MTZ from scoring all game. MTZ has good team fights, but No Follow has full control of the map, attacking both lanes frequently. Zanti puts a huge great showing on the Latias as an attacker here. Groudon arrives with MTZ having 0 points scored, and Bruv pulls the team's attention, going for a back cap so No Follow can rip Groudon. No Follow win game 2. No Follow use their comfort picks in game 3 here, and they get an early lead over MTZ. Again, MTZ seems to be one cooldown away from finding big KOs, but it's No Follow who win meaning every team fight in the game. Potato gets fed early on with Buzzwole and MTZ can't handle them. Groudon comes in and No Follow has a 300 point lead with extra levels as well. No Follow play Groudon patiently, they have both T1 pads up and they need to defend them. MTZ look for vision and try to find a pick. They do find the KO onto Potato and they have the advantage. They can't capitalize on it though, as Christo picks up a triple KO after Marv uses the Comfey ult to save them from a barrage blow. No Follow take game 3 but lose their 100% record. We continue Monday's session with Guerrilla Tactics taking on Rank 1 Los Duros. Much better early game for Guerrilla Tactics in game 1 due to Snow and Tibby getting good ganks and getting their power spikes early. Los Duros have a late game comp here though and get back into things once Oscitar's Venu is online. Snow puts another stunning Blue Bear show in this game as Los Duros just can't find a KO on them. Los Duros double beam comp shows to be king again at Groudon as they have a much better team fight and get an ace on Guerrilla Tactics to lock in the final objective and game 1. Guerrilla Tactics go back to the early game comp in game 2, but pair the Mr. Mime as well. Snow finds power spikes early on Talonflame and has their Unite move before the 7-minute objective. Outside of Snow though, Los Duros win the team fights and continue to outscore Guerrilla. Danny gets a filthy Lecky steal with 40 seconds before Groudon is here, and Los Duros have all the advantage coming into the final fight. Snow gets picked up very quickly here, but the fight ends up being an even one, and Tibby pulls out a huge 4 KO streak to keep Guerrilla Tactics in the game. They secure the objective and score enough points to take game 2. Final game of the Monday, and Guerrilla Tactics goes aggressive from the get-go. They invade and stop Los Duros from getting their Urshifu and Crustles until the 8-minute mark. Guerrilla Tactics continue to dominate the game and go 200 points into the lead and 2 levels higher by the mid-game. Los Duros don't have enough damage to win the team fight in this one, and the final fight has Guerrilla Tactics having a 300 point lead. Guerrilla Tactics win the first team fight, but Los Duros are back in quicker and Rip on Groudon comes through. Oscitar steals the secure and rush to score the points. Los Duros ace Guerrilla Tactics, but they desperately rush to find more points, being 3 points behind with 15 seconds left. but No Way and Danny managed to score, and Los Duros win this set with a 2-1 record. Thursday's games kick off with Gatlu's squad Goodnight Gaming debuting in the UFC with an exhibition match versus Church of Aeos. Game 1 sees GNG bring out the double Latios and Latias, and boy are these Pokemon annoying to deal with. GNG give themselves a decent lead into the mid game, with Gatlu getting a steal on the Regirock. Hirami hits a spot on Chaos Glower to stop Church of Aeos from scoring points and extends GNG's point lead. GNG uses Narami's Sableye at the final fight to get vision on where Church of Aeos is and sends Toast to score a home base Hundo Burger and then use the Latias passive to come into the team fight. Church of Aeos win the Groudon objective, but Goodnight Gaming outscore Church of Aeos and win Game 1. GNG take to the double Speedster route in Game 2, but Church of Aeos holds on from the ganks and wins the early game stage. Toast does keep GNG in the game though, and they manage to take a lead as we hit the mid game. This is a crazy back and forth game between these two teams though, and it's insanely close as Groudon hits the field. Christo goes for a back cap and GNG look to start the fight and pick Hooper immediately, stopping the recall happening, and GNG win the initial fight but have to retreat after losing their defender and healer. The second fight turns into a Groudon rip and Todo locks it in to take Game 2. Game 3 sees strong comps from both teams, but Toast is one of their strongest picks, being Cypher. Another tug of war in this game though, as both teams gain advantages over each other frequently. Suicune Unite is used accidentally at the 230 mark, and GNG have the advantage with Unite moves coming into the Groudon fight. A quick rip comes out from GNG and they're able to secure the objective and score enough points to make it unreachable for Church of Aeos. Goodnight Gaming win 2-1. Back to the normal league games now, and it's Los Caducados taking on second place Komai Esports. Game 1 sees Jose having a field day on Talonflame, despite Komai having a good early game team with the Darkrai, Umbreon, Eldegoss. Los Caducados are very aggressive and they win the team fights to take the first objectives. Komai remain on the back foot for the rest of the game as Los Caducados dominate the mid game and gain more levels than Komai. Los Caducados get a 2-minute Lecky push and go straight in to the home base to score some points and pulled into the Groudon pit, utilizing the Hooper to lock on the Groudon. Los Caducados win Game 1. Jose comes into Game 2 playing the jungle Espeon, and it works so well for Los Caducados as the dominant early game despite Komai having the Leafeon. Komai struggles to find space to breathe in this game. They smartly move to a counter lane strategy to do this and manage to cut the score lead down. Komai take the fight in the top lane, and Ware has a great Bliss assistant to keep themselves and her team alive in the fight, but Los Caducados Unite synergy proves to be too much and Komai are aced, giving Los Caducados the time and space to lock in Game 2. Los Caducados bring out the Gyarados in Game 3 and get it online at the 8:45 mark, giving them the front line they need to allow Bertolo to hit their levels on Delphox. Komai have some great moments in this game, finding good KOs with the rip from Iclus's Miraidon, but anytime Gyarados comes into the fight, the power goes to Los Caducados, and from the mid game, Bertolo has the fanciful fireworks set up for the team fights. Despite this though, Komai managed to outlevel Los Caducados, but they don't score enough points and are losing the game coming into Groudon. Los Caducados jump in at the 2:14 mark as Leo dives in with Dragon Current and they throw everything at Komai, taking down all of them except Ware, who is zoned out, and Los Caducados take the objective whilst they already had a 200-point lead, and Los Caducados defeat the number 2 ranked Komai Esports with a 3-0 record. Moving on from UFC, we see the return of the creme de la creme of Unite off-season esports. Unity European Cup is back. Unity Clash's flagship show sees the countries of EU take each other on to see who has the best players. France are always favourites as long-standing champions of this series, but Switzerland came in as the 2024 UEC champions and they are looking to defend their crown. These are the groups. Germany, Greece, and Portugal make Group A. Group B is Switzerland, Spain, and UK, with Group C being France, Italy, and Sweden. We kick off day 1 with Germany taking on Greece. Germany go all-rounder aggressive versus a squishy but high damaging Greece comp. Germany find Glaceon to be a problem, but hold well enough to take game 1 off the back of a strong Dodo Crustle. Game 2 has an even matchup in both comps, going for a good balance of early to late game. Greece bounces back strong in the Groudon fight and gets a good pick onto the Greedent to take the objective and win game 2. Double Speedster comes out from Greece in game 3, looking to attack the early game advantage. Germany are not fazed by it though, and hold the game down to take the set with a 2-1 record. Up next is my hometown team, UK, taking on Switzerland. UK go double range attacker with a Machamp CC carry, while Switzerland go for a balanced rainbow comp. Close game between these two countries, but Switzerland's Talon and Buzz stop the UK in their tracks at Groudon, and they take game 1. In game 2, UK goes for a more balanced comp with Rapidash and Blaziken swapping in, and Switzerland go heavy on Protect the Miraidon and Brawl. Again, another close game here with both teams taking leads at some point, but the Aegislash and Palmot combo is really strong, and Coup de Grace takes the Groudon and opens the door for Switzerland to start their 2025 run with a brilliant defense of the crown. 2-0 to Switzerland. We finish off the day's game with Italy versus 2023 champs France. Both teams have top 6 EU UCS players, so this is expected to be an exciting matchup. Both teams go for a balanced comp, and we have a near mirror match in sense of roles. Very close game 1 with only 2 points between them as Groudon fight takes place. France win team fight, taking out Italy 1 by 1 and ripping Groudon before they get back. Game 1 goes to France. Italy takes a different approach in game 2, opting for strong crowd control and good 1v1 Pokemon, whereas France stick to their guns. France are way more dominant in this game, and Nachos is nasty on the Talonflame. France find a quick pick on Trevenant in the final fight and use that as a door to split up and hunt down the rest. France take game 2 and win the set with a 2-0 record. It's looking like France are wanting that trophy back. Finally, let's have a quick look at LFPU as week 3 kicked off. BH3, Ultimate and Le Bigorre New still remain undefeated as they beat Rework Esport Gear, BRZ Corpo and Rework Esport Core. MTZ beats Lestache 2-1 to take 5th place, and Dataflux defeat Komai Esports. Currently, Komai, BRZ Corpo and Rework Esports Core are still looking for their first wins in LFPU. That's all for this week, trainers. Next week, I will be flying to Florida for a few weeks, so I expect Unite Rewind to go on a short break. But make sure to hit that sub button and follow me as I continue to cover the action in EU Pokemon Unite and show you my casting journey. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, trainers, and I'll see you on the next one.